If you look at the seed business, we're selling today the ones that you hear about or you may read about in GMOs, the herbicide-resistant traits that are in corn and soybeans, alfalfa, canola, as well as insect-resistant traits that are out there. And we also have drought resistance. We have that today with actually non-transgenic, so it's a molecular marker option that's farmers are very excited about and be able to get more yield when you're under stress with water. But we also have a transgenic version on that. And why do you go with transgenic? It's because you can do it better that way. And you know, we were with an NGO and they kept telling us, you shouldn't be doing this just because you can. And it made the point that we don't spend very much time talking about the why of why we're doing this. But the reason we would go with the transgenic version to find drought resistance is because it's a real complicated trait. And if we can really do it in a way that gives you both yield and performance and with limited water or with lots of water, it still goes and gives you that upside, that's a tough thing to do. And you're able to do that with some transgenic methods that you can't get through traditional breeding and with those molecular markers. But we're also working on nitrogen use efficiency. So we think about from a sustainability standpoint, being able to more efficiently use the fertilizer that are out there. Product that we are working with launching now, Plenish, is a high oleic soybean oil, which allows you, it's a more stable oil. It allows you to use it without having to be partially hydrogenated, which eliminates the trans fats that are out there, and in the U.S. especially with all the oil that we have readily available, and to have this option to be able to use it as a healthier option is a power. We have lots of interest in that. Longer term, we're looking on second generation of all those and lots of things as we look at needs. Probably the biggest thing we're spending time on right now is big data, whole different area, and understanding how do you manage that to help our customers get more information, which comes with its own package of issues and opportunities that are there. Our industrial biosciences group, they're based around a fermentation process where you genetically modify the microbes in the fermentation to get different outcomes, which includes taking corn and turning it into a polymer that you can make carpet out of it. So we have Serona carpet made from corn sugars that is actually naturally stain resistant and holds color much better, and that's on the market today. Cellulosic ethanol, real challenge to break down those hard cellulosic walls. We have a cellulosic plant going up in Iowa, 30 million gallons that'll be coming out of there, and that's through innovation and figuring out how to microbes that will break down those cellulosic walls, and that's through a transgenic process going on. We have a product that Tide is marketing right now, which has an enzyme that allows you to wash your clothes on cold versus hot. And it saves about 50% of your energy. And so that enzyme, we worked with the folks at P&G from the beginning to engineer this enzyme that would perform as well in cold as it does in hot water. And that's through fermentation, genetically modified microbes that produce that enzyme that then now you can put in Tide to allow you to save 50% of your energy. Another project was salmon food for farmed salmon. And this was, if you look at the way salmon is raised in farms today, it takes about 4 pounds of fish, feeder fish, to produce 1 pound of salmon. So not a real sustainable process there. And there's other things with it. So we worked and genetically modified a yeast to produce a outcome that's high in omega-3. And we use that as a fish food with the salmon, which allows you to get to cuts that ratio instead of 4-to-1 down to 1-to-1 there. We formed a joint venture in Chile with a company, and in addition to that, they took many other sustainability practices, cage size, how long you let the cages empty in between. So a very sustainably produced salmon is coming out of there. The salmon themselves are not genetically modified. It's their food that is genetically modified that gives them that omega-3, what they have to have. And that's on the market today and being sold. It tastes better, and it's a premium product that's out there. And Costco, I know, is marketed on the West Coast, so we're very excited about that opportunity. If you go over to the nutrition and health business, You know, it's an ingredients business, lots of emulsifiers and those kind of things. I think every second scoop of ice cream has a DuPont ingredient in it now, thanks to our acquisition of Danisco. And for the most part, they're not dealing with genetically modified ingredients. They're looking at opportunities to do that. You think about shelf life, freshness, lots of opportunities to do that. A lot of the work in nutrition and health right now is actually helping their customers figure out ways to get a non-GMO stream that are out there. And we work with them on that. Pioneer, the seed business, has the largest market share today of non-GMO corn that's out there because we work with the supply chain. If they need it, we'll find a way to get them what they need. So that's a flyover of some of the technologies, innovations out there. It's interesting that we're debating over this technology 25 years old and all this new stuff coming down there. If you think about what synthetic biology is going to be able to do and all this other technology that are coming, that it's very powerful and interested in using it. And one of the things that I would say, just as on that question of right and wrong, I think it's all depends on the application in which it's used for. And how can we think about, is that the right application? And I think it's going to take a lot of new different coalitions and understanding of us working across these value streams very early in the process to understand, here's an innovation, would this work and could it work? And would it be acceptable to the consumer on the backside? If you look at the Veloso salmon, the example that I took, they actually did that very far upstream, very early. And when they launched it with a lot of NGOs and those kind of things, and they've gotten a lot of credit for the way they've thought that through all the way back. We're seeing this on sustainability, where companies are thinking all the way through the value chain, thinking to farmers and coming out with sustainability. I don't think we're quite there yet on the technologies, and especially when they have nothing to do with, they may have something to do with sustainability, but it's kind of off on the periphery kind of thing. So I think that's a key piece, is how do we better work together in meetings like this, IFIC and other things to think about these technology and what they mean to the consumer.